Reports say the United States has launched 59 missiles at the Assad Syrian government. This is in response to the staged false flag chemical attacks on Syrian citizens. The United States, Saudi Arabia, Israel, and other allies are funding and arming ISIS and Al-Qaeda in order to overthrow Syria, Iraq, Libya, and other countries in the Middle East. How can we be fighting both ISIS and Assad at the same time when ISIS is also fighting Assad? Just that piece of propaganda alone shows you that we are on ISIS's side. It makes zero military strategic sense for Assad to use chemical weapons on his own citizens. He knows the entire world is watching for him to make a mistake. So do you really think he would take that risk of using chemical weapons when it has no military advantage? Who stands to benefit from these false flag attacks? ISIS and those who funded them, namely the CIA, Israel, Saudi Arabia, and other US allies. Here's a clip showing Trump saying something must be done about Assad because of the chemical attacks.
President Trump huddling tonight with his defense secretary for an urgent briefing on military options against Bashar al-Assad.
I think what happened in Syria is a disgrace to humanity, and he's there, and I guess he's running things, so something should happen.
Something should happen, he says. Not specific, but still his strongest signal yet. He may move to push Assad out of power after this week's chemical weapons attack.
It's a serious matter. It requires a serious response.
The Secretary of State, in his highest profile moment yet, suggesting there's no role for Assad to govern the Syrian people, calling on our allies to act through the political process.
Why is Trump all of a sudden now pushing the neocon globalist Zionist line that Assad is a bad guy when it's been proven that the previous chemical attacks were totally false flag staged events? In 2013, Trump said, again, to our very foolish leader, do not attack Syria. If you do, many bad things will happen, and from that, fight the US gets nothing. He also said in a tweet, if the US attacks Syria and hits the wrong targets, killing civilians, there will be worldwide hell to pay. Stay away and fix broken US. Yeah, what happened to America first, Donald Trump? We should stay the hell out of Syria. The rebels are just as bad as the current regime. What will we get for our lives and billions? Zero. When he got elected, this is what he said. We will pursue a new foreign policy that finally learns from the mistakes of the past. We will stop looking to topple regimes and overthrow governments. Our goal is stability, not chaos. In our dealings with other countries, we will seek shared interests wherever possible and pursue a new era of peace, understanding, and goodwill. Wow, Trump. So this is why I voted for you. I voted for you because I didn't think you were a neocon globalist who wanted to go toppling countries in the Middle East. Now what are you doing? The chemical attacks just happened and you immediately jump to the conclusion that Assad did them? You're not even going to say an investigation should be done first before launching missiles? Here's another video of a Fox News report on what Trump said. He said, my attitude on Assad has changed. Here's the clip.
Now on Fox News Channel, first, President Trump yesterday saying his attitude toward Bashar al-Assad in Syria has changed. And today, in the last 30 minutes, another sign. Secretary of State Tillerson announcing that, quote, steps are underway to organize an international coalition to remove the murderous Syrian dictator Bashar al-Assad from power following this week's apparent chemical attack in the war-torn country. Breaking news now.
How many times do you guys remember Trump saying that we shouldn't be toppling governments, we shouldn't be funding ISIS, and we shouldn't be trying to take out Assad? These are the reasons why many libertarians voted for Trump, because they thought he would put an end to all these pointless neocon globalist wars meant to lay pipelines or control the region or whatever the fuck they're doing. Why are we now attacking Assad? Here's a clip of Hillary Clinton recently saying exactly what Trump should do, and he did it. He's bombing the airways, exactly as Hillary Clinton said. Watch this clip.
And I really believe that we should have and still should take out his airfields and prevent him from being able to use them to bomb innocent people and drop sarin gas on them. So And I really believe.
So even Hillary Clinton is pushing the fake news story that Assad dropped chemical weapons on his own people. The only people that stand to gain from this are the globalists who funded ISIS in the first place in order to take out Assad. And now Trump is playing right into their hands. Hillary Clinton literally just said exactly what Trump has done. So who did we vote for? Did we vote for Trump or did we vote for Hillary Clinton? What they're both exactly the same in this instance. Here's a clip of Marco Rubio, total neocon puppet, using the fake false flag chemical attacks to gin up support, gin up sympathy, make people feel bad for the babies and all the other people that got killed from the chemical attacks, that the people who fund him and put him in power, they did the attacks. Watch this.
Images. You see these children? Imagine if you are that father and that is your child who has just been gassed to death by a regime. You will never ever accept that regime as your rightful leader. And you are full of hatred and you are full of vengeance for what they have done to you and to your family. Put yourself in that position. And that person, many of them, are going to end up joining whichever organization in Syria has the guns and the money to fight Assad.
Oh, interesting. How did those terrorist organizations get the guns and the money to fight Assad? Huh. That's a very difficult question, Marco Rubio. Who gave ISIS and Al-Qaeda and all these other terrorist groups the money and the guns? Saudi Arabia, Israel, the CIA, Turkey, and other U.S. allies.
That's what they're going to end up joining up with. And tragically, the groups on the ground, oftentimes in Syria with the most guns and the most money to fight Assad, are increasingly radical jihadist groups.
Oh, so the groups that have the most money and arms to fight Assad are increasingly the radical jihadist groups. Interesting. So how are these jihadis getting money? So they are getting the oil from the ground, and then they're selling it. Who's buying the oil? Who's buying this terrorist oil? Why aren't we putting sanctions on the countries that are buying oil from terrorists? And you can look that up and see who's doing it. It's the countries that I've already listed. So, we don't know all the details about this. We could be overreacting at this point, but just the statements alone that Trump has made are extremely, extremely troubling. He's totally reversed positions on Assad. He's going along with all of the neocons. The neocons are rejoicing in happiness, jumping up and down with glee that their plan is finally going through. It's as if we had Hillary Clinton in office. So, we don't know all the details. Maybe, something in this video is incorrect. However, I'm just going off, what Trump has said out of his own mouth. In 2013, he said we shouldn't be attacking Syria, and, Obama better watch out. And what are we doing now? We supposedly launched 59 Tomahawk missiles at the Syrian government. So you guys decide for yourself. Let me know in the comments if you think, Trump's doing the right thing, or if you think that Trump is betraying his millions and millions of libertarian followers and supporters who are pissed right now, including me. And, he's probably going to lose a bunch of support, because if this continues, I'm not going to be able to support Donald Trump anymore. See you guys later.